all about humanity.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are coming in from. It is the 4th of September 2025. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, and this is the Bullish Bitcoin channel. This is where you come for bullish Bitcoin content. If you want your shot of 30 minutes of Bitcoin heroin, you come here. You are not going to get charts. You are not going to get price predictions. You are not going to get technical analysis. So don't come looking for it. Don't come looking for financial advice either, because you're also not going to find that. I'm just some guy on the internet from the UK that decides that he wants to rant, talk about Bitcoin, what's making the news for 30 minutes, twice a week, every Monday and every Thursday. So do your own research. I would encourage you all to follow me. And if I get the right button, not there. Right there. That's what happens when you go live. Things go wrong. Follow me somewhere else. In the link, in the show notes, there's a link that will take you here. You can follow me on Rumble. This has going out live on Rumble as we speak, although there's nobody in the chat. I can see it actually going live on Rumble. So you can follow me on Rumble, UK Bitcoin Master, then the number 1. Also, there's a backup channel, UK Bitcoiner, if you want to follow me there. So I would encourage you to follow me somewhere else, because at the risk of sounding like a broken record, this channel's gone down once already and it could easily happen again for no reason whatsoever. Show sponsors, number 1, Best of Exmoor, holiday company, vacation you call it in the US, vacation company here in the United Kingdom, in the southwest leg that goes down, beautiful Exmoor National Park. Chris that runs this is a Bitcoiner. Top left, you'll see that. Around 200 holiday cottages and something there for absolutely everyone. So whilst you might not want to spend your precious Bitcoin today, in the future, you might want to start living on a Bitcoin standard, and therefore you want to have all these connections. So you might have a connection to buy your beef, get your eggs, your milk, fix your car, take a flight. What about booking a vacation? Scan the QR code. Chris will see that people from this show are looking around. Get familiar with what's out there and check out the reviews, people. They are all up close to 10 out of 10. Really, really impressive, I've got to say. Okay, so back to me. Who have we got in my chat? Let's have a look. Dare I say it? All the regulars, which is great. I had Susie Violet Ward, funny enough, email me this afternoon from Bitcoin Policy UK, who I had on a week or so ago. And she said, I was looking around in your chat, and she said, what a really lovely bunch. She said, you've got a great little community going there. So we have. So the community, Chelsea Baz is in the house. JB Bitcoiner is with us. We've got John G in the house. MTG London. You are too kind, sir. You really are. Elaine Mrs. UK is with us. Yorkie Bitcoiner coming in from Singapore. It is 1 a.m. in Singapore, and this dude has had a long flight and he's up sat watching my show. Can't fault you, Yorkie. Thank you, man, for your support. Eddie Willers is in the house. Bitcoin Meister, yo, as Jack Mallon says. Adam, good to see you. Who else? I've seen some others. I know I have. Scanning down, you guys are all just gossiping and chatting. I can see that. Arsenal Steph is with us. Justin is in the house. Janet Yellen's Liquidity coming in from somewhere across the US. Great to have you guys in the house. Barefoot Barry is with us. Mr. 60 is on time for a change. Listen, great to have you all with us. Please smash the like button. Really important. Get this message out there, because that is how we orange pill the world, one noob at a time. And I'm going to do this now in case I forget at the end of the show. And that is a shout out for tomorrow night. We've got our local meetup. Well, it's not too local. Some of us travel to it, but it is local-ish. So if you are anywhere near Stonehenge and the Stonehenge Inn in a place called Durrington, Stonehenge, come and join us. 6:30 p.m. tomorrow evening. We will be there having a couple of beers and talking Bitcoin. It is always a lively meetup, and it'll be great to see some new people down there, particularly if any of you do manage to get your butts down there. Now, I want to give a special shout out to a young lady by the name of Michelle. She may not be watching live. She's not familiar with all this stuff. I'm trying to help her get set up with Bitcoin. I told her when we go live, and she said she was going to see if she could make it work. So, Michelle, if you are watching this live, but you can't put something in the chat, it is great to have you here. If you're watching it on catch up, Michelle, I've given you a good shout out. There you go. Rocky Palumbo's with us as well. Good to see you, Rocky. Okay, so let's get into what is going on in the world of Bitcoin. Firstly, we're correcting down again. We are in that range, aren't we, of between maybe 108 and 111, and we're just moving sideways. And I don't know, I'm certainly not going to start beating the drum on the 4-year cycle is over. But it certainly looks to me like a couple of shows ago when I shared the chart that it looks like we're on a slow grind around 30% upwards. But of course, when you zoom into that, it is going up, it is going down, it is going up, it is going down, but it is still steadily moving upwards. And I, for one, would love to see the back of the blow-off tops and the 70 or 80% corrections. I'm quite okay with it crabbing and then up, crabbing, then up, crabbing, then up. That's a little bit more or less volatile. For those of you that are in MSTR and Misty and all the others, of course, you want the volatility. I don't care for it very much. I'm quite happy where we are at. There you go. That's my little 2 sats worth. Okay, so what have we got going on in the news? I guess we better go over to the desktop and see what we're going to be talking about this evening. And the first one I found is this one. If you don't know who Ray Dalio is, you need to Google him and find out how successful this guy is. One of the greatest investors that there currently is. He heads up Bridgewater Associates. And when he speaks, people listen. And he says, crypto is now alternative currency. I'm sure he means Bitcoin, but let's go with that. So billionaire investor Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater Associates, says cryptocurrency has become a true alternative currency. His comments follow growing doubts about the dollar and the United States financial system as debt and inflation climb under the Trump administration. Dalio argued that crypto, like gold, is gaining traction as a hedge against money printing and debt. Crypto, quotes, is now an alternative currency that has its supply limited. Okay, let me correct you, Ray. Bitcoin has its currency limited. Many of the crypto crap out there, they have got billions and billions and unlimited coins. So I'm pretty sure he means Bitcoin, but he's just using the word Bitcoin. So it's got an alternative currency. It's got a limited supply, he wrote, adding that if dollar supply keeps rising and demand weakens, Bitcoin will look increasingly attractive as a store of wealth. Rich Dad Poor Dad's Robert Kiyosaki's wading in again. He warns that bonds are not safe amid global insanity and calls for saving gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Each to their own. Glyn, welcome. Good to see you. But, gold, silver, if you want to, if that's your thing, I'm not going to argue with that. For me, fastest horse in the race, without a doubt, is Bitcoin. So the author of personal finance bestseller, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, believes bonds are not safe, contrary to the mainstream opinion. Kiyosaki tells his 2.8 million followers on X that the market value of bonds offered in the US and parts of Europe has fallen significantly over the past 5 years. Quote, since 2020, American Treasury bonds have declined by 13%, and financial planners are still promoters of the 60-40 balance of bonds and stocks are safe. What are they smoking, he says. Don't they have a moral conscience? To do some research. So, British bonds have declined by 32%. Our gilts are going through the absolute roof, and there's talk that we might need an IMF bailout. This is the United freaking Kingdom, for goodness sake. So, you've got European bonds are down by 24%. This means the global economy has lost faith in the British economy to service their debts. This is just all going to the wall, people. It's not happening tomorrow or next month or next year, but there's a slow decline and an erosion of trust in the old financial systems. Bitcoin, for me, is the ark. It is the life raft. And we, collectively, you as well, need to be moving people across onto the ark. And how does that look? That is literally getting one more person rolling their eyes at you, talking to another person, whispering behind your back, talking to another person, and then somebody says, wow, that's interesting, tell me more. That's all we do. And if somebody's not interested, for me, I've got a philosophy, and that is the 4 SWs. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone else is waiting. Let's not wait. Let's get out there and talk to people and orange pill them, and they can still run the huge behemoths that are out there. Now, the reason for the thumbnail was this one. And it says, Bitcoin whales move 1 billion into alts. Traders eye this new crypto with 43% potential. Bitcoin whales shifted 1 billion into alts over the last week, ending August the 31st, 25, contributing to Bitcoin's dominance dropping to 59%. BTC trades at 113 when this went out. It's now 109.6 with a 24-hour trading volume of blah, 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 whatever. The rotation favoring assets like Ethereum and Solana aligns with 800 million in Bitcoin liquidations amid US tariff concerns and Federal Reserve uncertainty. Technical indicators show Bitcoin testing 112 support with RSI at 46 and resistance at 116.7. Social media reflects growing altcoin enthusiasm with whale moves signaling a potential altcoin season. So what? I don't give a crap about alts, okay? And if these big whales want to rotate out of Bitcoin into alts, what is it? What do you say in America? Have at it. Just go for it. But I'm not, and you shouldn't either. People have got this crazy notion that it's quiet, so what they could do is sell their Bitcoin, wait for a drop, and then buy back in lower. And the amount of people that have lost Bitcoin or have had to buy back in higher since I've been in 8 years is monumental. For me, I will always preach on this show, buy your Bitcoin, store it offline security, learn about what you're holding, and get on and enjoy your life, because we are here but such a short space of time. I literally remember when I was 21, my 21st birthday, and I'm now 66, and it's like, where the hell did that go? So it's about squeezing every last drop of enjoyment and creating memories that you can out of this short life that we've all got. So don't rotate out of Bitcoin, people, even if there are new shiny coins that are offering 40x potential upside. Me, I'm sticking with the king. You do what you want to do. Whoops, we need to go back. Desktop again. Strategy buys another 449 million in Bitcoin as August purchases reach 7,700 Bitcoin. Can you believe that? 7,700 Bitcoin in August purchased. Strategy, the largest publicly traded corporate Bitcoin holder, continued its Bitcoin accumulation last week as prices briefly dipped under 108,000. With this acquisition, Strategy now holds 636,505 Bitcoin in total, bought for around $46.95 billion at an average price of 73,000 per coin. Yes, Adam, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. I love that. I've always loved that. My brain sometimes doesn't retain them, but he's bang on, people. Stay with Bitcoin. So why am I telling you this? Because the amount of Bitcoin that is being purchased monthly, I think one of the podcasts I watched recently said it's about, am I right in saying it's about 7 times the amount of daily supply is being bought. So the whales are dumping, and then they're mopping up, I guess, what the whales are dumping. But of course, it's going to hit a point at some point when nobody's going to be selling. everyone's going to have sold what they want, and the price is sticking at 109.6. And what do you think happens next? Elastic band, people, coiled spring moment. You know, it doesn't stop there. Metaplanet are doing it as well. They've now reached 20,000 Bitcoin and issues additional shares. Metaplanet Inc., a Tokyo-listed company. And I'm showing this really for the new people that think, you know, is Bitcoin really going to go anywhere? Could they shut it down? You know, is it boiling the oceans? You know, new people don't know this stuff that I'm going through. But if you're new, you want to be watching this and thinking, wow, if these massive companies are doing it, then surely I need to be buying a little bit as well. So it's increased its Bitcoin holdings to 20,000 Bitcoin after purchasing 1,009 BTC for approximately 16.48 billion yen. $112 million, according to a company announcement on Monday. At the same time, the firm reported issuing 11.5 million new shares following the exercise of investor warrants, whatever that means. The company's average purchase price is reported at $102,600 per coin, with a current unrealized gain of about 6.75%. So here's what I see. In life, the risk takers, if something turns out to be right, are the big winners. So when I dived down the rabbit hole 8 years ago, people say to me, golly, aren't you lucky holding for 8 years? Yeah, the returns have been astronomical. But that said, it was way riskier back then. There was no decent podcasts like that are out there today, mine, not including mine, but maybe mine's half decent for a noob, or somebody that just wants honest signal and not bullshit. You know, there was nothing. I found Adam, BitcoinMaster, who's in our chat right now. I found his channel and I thought, this guy's either totally crazy loopy or he's onto something. And I followed him for, 6 years until he stopped live streaming on a daily basis. And he taught me loads. Today, there is a plethora of great YouTube channels out there that you can follow. Simply Bitcoin, for one. You know, they've got Nico's show, they've got Rustin's show, they've got Ocean's show, now they've got Nico's Mrs. Forgotten Her Name show, to name just a few. You've got BTC sessions if you want, you know, tutorials and great Why Are We Bullish shows. There is so much good stuff out there now around Bitcoin. The only reason you wouldn't learn about it is you're too lazy. And I'm not saying you are lazy. I'm saying that would be the only reason. Okay, so University of Hong Kong Business School to accept Bitcoin for tuition. This is the way it's going. Nobody right now is going to pay for tuition with their Bitcoin if they've done the proof of work and they know where it's going. But in the future, you'll be able to buy and sell things everywhere in Bitcoin. That's coming, people. So have a look. The University of Hong Kong's Business School is exploring Bitcoin plans. According to the South China Morning Post, a top-ranked business school in Asia is evaluating plans to accept Bitcoin and other digital assets for tuition fees and donations. Dean Professor Hong Bin Kai, I think I probably butchered that to death, confirmed the move at the Crypto 5 forum last week. Quote, all the technical details have been sorted out. We will take Bitcoin and digital currencies for tuition fees and donations in the future, he told the audience. So it's coming, but we're not done. Nail technicians are getting in on this thing now. What's this about? A nail salon company in Japan has become the latest name in corporate Bitcoin buying. Convano, listed in Tokyo, has revealed plans to spend about 434 billion yen, $3 billion, to accumulate 21,000 BTC, equal to 0.1% of the total supply. Convano has already raised 4.5 billion yen through corporate bonds and used the funds to purchase 365 Bitcoin. Tayo Azuma, who leads the company's Bitcoin strategy office, said the goal is clear. 2,000 BTC by the end of 25, 10,000 BTC by August 26, and 21,000 BTC by March of 27. So It is all playing out, people. It really is. And I think the last count was 158 public companies now are stacking Bitcoin on their balance sheet. People, there are hundreds of thousands of companies across the world. And this is how early we are with 158 companies. So what do you think the Bitcoin landscape is going to look like when you've got 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 companies putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets? That is why we are so early to this thing. You should still be stacking like your life depends on it. Quick shout out to the Orange Pill app. If you're not on it, why not? Link in the show notes. If you want to get 5,000 sats, you've got to take out a subscription though. You can do a 1-month trial, but if you're going to use the link in the show notes, you can connect with Bitcoiners across the world. I'm connected with James Lavish, Natalie Brunel, BTC Benny, Matteo, who actually runs Orange Pill app, and many other Bitcoiners. And when you've connected one-on-one with them, there's even now a phone tab you can click and you can make a phone call across the other side of the world within the app. Pretty damn special. Shout out to the second show sponsor by the Book Accountancy. There's Robin Thatcher down there. Also goes by the name of Crypto Tax Help. This guy is an invaluable source, particularly if you are in the UK, because the UK is going to crap. Thank you, Sophie. Rocky. Thank you, Rocky. Sophie. The UK is going to crap right now. There's a massive hole in Rachel Reeves's budget. So heaven knows what the autumn budget is going to bring us. She's probably going to bleed us dry with taxes. So you might want to look how you can obfuscate that, get yourself tax efficient. And, you know, with the new regs coming out in January 26, you ought to be maybe reaching out to Robin. He keeps saying he's going to send me an affiliate link, not for any affiliate fee, just so I can put it in the show notes so you guys can click on it. But he hasn't done that as yet. So seriously, I would encourage you to book a free 30-minute consultation with Robin. But at this point, if you do that, without any obligation, by the way, you can ask him any questions you like. Tell him you came through UK Bitcoin Masters live show, please. Phil C., howdy to you, sir. ABW's joined us as well. Welcome, everyone. Glyn is coming in from Alberta. Good to see you, Glyn. We move on. Okay, this one from Pete Rizzo. Another solo miner has mined an entire Bitcoin block worth over 340,000. You can see it there just above that white arrow. So, you know, the chances of mining a block on a solo miner is pretty remote, but somebody's going to, and it seems every few weeks I'm reporting yet another solo miner has just got a block. It's like freaking mind-blowing. Absolutely fantastic. Way to go to whoever that solo miner is. Bitcoin news. The average Bitcoin supply held by whales reaches a 7-year low. This is the pink block. Look how that is dropping off. So if the whales want to get rid of their Bitcoin, let us plebs mop it up so that they can't get back in unless they pay higher prices. But remember, they've got 1,000 and above Bitcoin, or 100 to 1,000 and more Bitcoin. So these are massive players. They probably only don't dump 10% of their total holdings, but it is falling off a cliff nonetheless. Jack Mallers, will Ethereum flip Bitcoin? No, that should be capitals. Bitcoin is money, a $500 trillion opportunity. Ethereum is tech, a new tech company at best, which could maybe be Apple and reach 4 trillion. Is it ever going to take market share of 500 trillion? People, you need to know what you're investing in. Ethereum is not Bitcoin. Solana is not Bitcoin. They are tech, okay? Bitcoin is going after half of the world's total money and assets, which is about 900 trillion. And so Jack's saying Bitcoin is going after a share of 500 trillion. Comparing the two is apples to the hardest money in human history. And if you're not watching Jack Mallers' Monday, is it called Mailbag Monday? You should watch it. I watch it on a Tuesday morning, and he comes out with some absolute blinders. He really does. The kid is so clever. It's unreal. You guys chatting in the chat. Good to see that going on. What else have we got? Giovanni, every person who gets Bitcoin has the same story. I thought I understood it. Then I went deeper. Now I can't stop thinking about it. Everything else seems broken. You're not going crazy. You're going sane in an insane world. I think that is absolutely superb. And then this one from Robin Sayre. People don't get why this is such a big freaking deal. Look what it takes to transport $1 billion of gold. And look what it takes to transport $1 billion of Bitcoin. I just wish they weren't showing it on a Ledger Nano. I would say don't use Ledger, but just my 2 penneth, my 2 sats, whatever you want to call it. There's this one from Vivek. 2023, Bitcoin crashes to 16K. 2025, Bitcoin crashes to 108K. Soon, Bitcoin crashes to 580K. Hodl on, comrades. Just keep hodling and ignore the day-to-day. Mouse Jerky, good to see you in the chat of Rumble. Thanks for your support. Hit that like button, please. There's only one at the moment, and that's me. So Mouse Jerky, if you haven't done it already, please hit that like button. Okay, what else? Carl B. Menger, he always comes out with some good stuff. The biggest scam in life is paying taxes on the money you earn. Paying taxes on the money you spend. Paying taxes on the thing you own that you already paid taxes on with already taxed money. And on top, those people inflate the rest away. You know what that one, I'm not going to say it. It's true, isn't it? And now they want to tax us when we gift money to our kids, particularly in the UK. They want to tax that. They just want to tax us to death. I won't swear, but I want to. Here's one from Bitcoin for Freedom. How much Bitcoin do you need to be guaranteed to be in the top 1%? 21 million coins divided by 8 billion people equals 0.26 of a coin. In reality, you'll need way less because of the lost coins and the whales. They reckon there's about 3 to 4 million coins that are gone forever. You know, or their hard drives are in landfill sites or whatever it might be. So this number is that going to go down or is it going to go up? Anyway, 0.26 of a Bitcoin. You'd get in the top 1% of Bitcoiners in the world. And a couple of decades out, that would give you massive influence in the world. So if you're not yet at 0.26 Bitcoin, keep stacking. Get there. You will get there. Trust me. I've shown this before, but I like it. Resolve in advance to persist until you succeed, no matter what the difficulty. In Bitcoin terms, that is ride out the dips. Buy them if you've got spare coin. That's what I would say. And just be patient, because a new money after 5,000 years or whatever it is not going to play out when you want it to. It is going to take time. So resolve to stay with it. I always say, if you're going to get into Bitcoin, invest it for 10 years or DCA for 10 years. Or if you've got a lump sum, put it in and forget it for 10 years. But just learn about what you own. Okay? That's the only advice I could give anyone. So if you want to support my channel, and you don't have to, there's 3 Sats addresses that are all live right now. You don't have to. I don't expect it, but some people want to. But from me, that is it. One more plug for the Wiltshire, UK, not US, Wiltshire Stonehenge in-person meetup tomorrow evening at the Stonehenge Inn. Stonehenge, obviously, you can Google that. We'll be there from 6:30. We'll be having a few beers. It'll be great to see some new faces down there. Yorkie, please enjoy Singapore. Have a great time while you're out there. The rest of you, enjoy your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Please retweet this. Please go back into the comments and leave a comment afterwards. But I wish each and every one of you a great morning, afternoon, evening, weekend, whatever you're doing. I'll be back on Monday, as always, with another regular live show. So come and join me then. Until then, I'm going to play you out with Chelsea Baz's awesome song about broken money. Catch you all on Monday.